I am Neil Larthos. I am the next Abdullah. You are the next Neville Goddard. Your SP gets wet, moist, every single time they think of you, and your bank account makes Jeff Bezos look homeless. Really quick, if you want to work with me, the links are in the description below. Okay? So, today I wanted to talk about how to live in the wish fulfilled. The millionth video that I made on this topic, except this one I really was thinking very deep about it today. And I had almost like a breakthrough in explaining it to myself, so that way I would be able to explain it to you guys in a more easier and simpler way. And you see, like I've been telling a lot of my clients recently, where basically all of them have been struggling with the 3D, with the fact that though they understand the fundamentals of how to do these techniques and how to visualize, how to affirm, the difficulties come when they see the 3D, when they want to be sucking on the luscious tits of their SP, but apparently Joe next door, who is twice the belly size of our sexy ass, somehow is able to suck on her tits instead of us, right? They're trying to manifest a job, but not even fucking McDonald's is willing to let them flip their patties, right? How fucking dare they, right? Well, look, I'm gonna tell you like this, okay? Whether it's McDonald's refusing your services, whether it's Joe who is basically making fun of you because his ugly ass is able to get your SP but not you. Look, you can look at that fucking 3D, that version of them that is not choosing you, that version of your finances that is saying fuck you. And you can literally say, I'm gonna watch some fucking Sons of Anarchy. You know, that's cool. Joe is fucking the living brains out of my SP. Yeah, I'm gonna go for a walk with my pet fucking tiger. Okay? I am going to fucking make me SpaghettiOs in my fucking underwear, like the savage that I am, because guess what? It doesn't matter if you fucking change the subject to, I don't know, knitting sweaters, or shit, you might be a 20-year-old Chad, but you're having lack of success with SP, so you're like, you know what, fuck this shit, I'm going bingo with the elderly. Brother, do anything but acknowledge the 3D. Because I swear to God, it's not so much what you do in the 3D. Watch this. Let me get the fucking organ in the church playing in the background. It's not what you do in the 3D. It's what you don't do. Hallelujah. Guys, if you had your SP's luscious tits waiting for you every single time that you came home from work, you would not be acting like this in the motherfucking 3D. Okay? You would not be saying, where is she? You would not be, if you already had the job that you wanted, you wouldn't be checking your fucking email every 5 fucking minutes. You know what you would do? You'd probably already be getting a little tired of that job. You'd be like, fuck, this is not what I thought. But thank God I got a roof over my head. If you were sucking the living luscious tits off of your SP, or okay, fine, I'm gonna get demonetized, her toes. Maybe you have a fucking, dry foot fetish, I don't know. Okay? If you were having the relationship of your dreams with your SP, gentlemen, ladies, you would not be checking the 3D for said SP. So whenever you notice that you are tempted to say this shit isn't working, which only manifests more of this shit isn't working, when you are tempted to look and see if your SP is looking at you because you're trying to manifest the hot girl that sits in front of you in chemistry class. So therefore, instead of focusing on your fucking education, you are too busy checking, okay, dude, maybe if I, posture up in this angle and peacock, finally when she's looking over at the fucking poster behind me, maybe, just maybe, she'll get a fucking orgasm in her fucking panties. Dude, again, as they just shut down the fucking electricity in my city, you would not be doing that if you had SP. Okay? So you would not be trying to posture. You would not be trying to text her. You would not be trying to do anything, because why would you be trying to do something if you already had her or him? You would not be having to check the email for the the status of your fucking application. You would not be checking your bank account all the time. You already know that you get paid every 2 weeks. Like the scriptures say, do the birds of the air fret? No, because they already know. Their father's got it. He's got your back. Okay? Like George Lopez, I got this. He's got you, baby. Okay? And when you have that sort of faith, I don't want to sound like fucking Pastor John Hagee here, but when you have that type of faith, okay, that boldness, when the Bible talks about faith, you know what it's talking about? It's talking about moments just like this, where you're trying to manifest that big ass at the gym, where all the guys are just practically dropping dumbbells on their pinky toes because of how big that ass is. And they're like, oh my gosh, like a fucking cartoon, and their eyes are about to explode. But you have the fucking audacity, the nerve to not even look. Because why are you going to look? She's waiting for you in your bed. You think that when your subconscious sees that you go 15 years of being a simp to all of a sudden she walks by you and you have the nerve to, instead of looking at her in the 3D, you look at her in your 4D, you think your subconscious is not going to reward you for that? Are you fucking kidding me? Do you really think that if you live your life in what they call Delulu is a Salulu, you think if you live your life quote unquote delusional, and I say quote unquote because to me it's not delusional, the 4D is the truth, the 3D is the illusion, the 3D is the past, the 4D is the current. Remember that, staple that on your forehead, fucking put that as the microchip, the 666 marks of the fucking beast, okay? That is the tattoo, my friends. The 3D is the past, the 4D is now. Okay, that is the secret. That if honestly there was one sentence that I could fucking leave you guys with forever, it would be that fucking sentence right there. Okay, the 4D is now, the 3D is the past. The past meaning the past assumptions. The assumptions when you were saying that, oh man, I would be lucky if I could even get a fucking 5. And then when you actually get the 10, even though things are going great for the first 2 weeks, you had to fucking ruin it somehow. Even if you had some crazy confidence boost that just came out of your ass, came out of nowhere, no matter what, a fucking 18-wheeler would have to get in the way, a fucking explosion in Baghdad, and an alien from outer space would have to get in the middle of your perfectly planned date in order to ruin things for you, because it had to reflect your assumption that said that you could not get a 5, therefore if you got a 10, your reality is like, I'm sorry, but you just told us that you cannot get a 10, that you could barely get a 5, so you're doing great, my friend, but we have to give you what you said because you identify with that. That's the way it fucking works. Well, the same way that it works for the negative bullshit is the same way that it will work for this, motherfucker. Guys, stop. But what I wanted to get at before making this into a fucking novel is when that big ass is passing you, when that alpha that is working for you, that is your boss, and you have the biggest crush in the fucking world for him, or that guy who, you know, keeps only wanting to have sex with you but is not trying to commit to you, or that girl who is just your type and you don't know what it is about her, but she's the one that does it for you. Whoever your SP is, ladies or gentlemen, you have the freedom to ignore the 3D version of them. Let me repeat that. You have the fucking freedom to ignore the 3D version of them. Now, what do I mean? We were told ever since we were teenagers and we hit fucking puberty and we started dating. I mean, if some of you savages were alfalfas and were getting chicks in fucking elementary, whatever. But at one point we were told that we had to do something to earn the girl, that we had to do something to earn the guy. We had to get the big catch. We had to be good enough for them to choose us. Whether that meant being more cool, whether that meant being more handsome, being more pretty, doing what all the popular kids were doing, whatever it meant. And when we grew up, more status, bigger ass, better physique, more alpha. We thought that we had to do something to get our SP. Well, that is why I say you have the freedom to ignore the fuck out of the 3D version of your SP. This SP that you are so triggered by whenever they post a story on their status. You are so triggered because they are with the third party. Heck, your fucking SP is married. I have one of my most dedicated clients that has been with me since day one, who is trying to manifest a celebrity. If she can fucking persist in her experience, then you, motherfucker, can persist as well, okay? Because in her 3D, she's admitted that things haven't been great, which, by the way, sweetheart, I know you're going to comment on this video. That's not helping your cause. The more you keep saying that, the more you're going to keep getting that. But the fact is, she hasn't given up. And that's why she is 10 times better than you assholes who keep saying, yeah, I mean, I know that I have to put myself on the pedestal, but he's just so amazing. It's just, fuck. Guys, did you think that sounds like a fucking goddess? Do you think you sound like an alpha when you are I mean, you could be using this precious time to be telling me just how fucking godlike you are and how the ground shakes because of your invincible aura, and that people die to enter into the chambers of your kingdom because even the touch of your garment is able to heal cancer. I would rather hear you say something outrageous than that. Outrageous as that, then tell me about your SP, how fucking great they are, because it's the same fucking bullshit. It sounds just as outrageous, except you actually would be able to manifest your SP if you talked about yourself like that. Guys, I will repeat, you have the freedom to not give a fuck anymore about this 3D version. Do you know what happens when you stop giving a fuck about your ex? When you stop giving a fuck about your SP, they feel that shit. Because this is one thing that I haven't hammered home in a long time, and I notice a lot of manifestation coaches tend to forget this. But whether you are doing affirmations, whether you are doing visualizations, whether you are thinking about, fuck, they put pickles on my Big Mac again for the 5th time. It's like I have the worst of luck. Guess what? Your SP hears that. So if you are talking about how shitty your luck is because you always get pickles on your Big Mac, guess what? Your SP hears that, and they will put you in the category of the motherfucker who always gets pickles on his Big Mac. Who is the unluckiest motherfucker? Do you think they want to be with the most unluckiest motherfucker? No. And it's not because they are rejecting you because of the shitty employees at McDonald's who have their AirPods in all the time. No, it's because that is what you were saying about yourself all the time. You could still, in your 3D, get your burger made wrong for the millionth time in a row, but you can simply say, gosh damn it, dude, it's like king treatment over here. Oh my gosh, and they even gave me free fries. I didn't even ask for that shit, but damn. Oh man, fresh McDonald's fries right out of the fucking fryer. Oh my gosh, I mean, it's like I'm a fucking king, and yet they do it again next Tuesday. That's the type of delusion that gives you the solution. Okay? Because the more you keep saying that, the more you are showing that you don't give a fuck. And when you don't give a fuck, I have said this, whether it's the manifestation community, whether it's the red pill community, guys, not giving a fuck is the most magnetic state to have, even more than you creating an alter ego of the guy who gets all the babes, of the woman who gets all the men. Queen mode, boss mode, that is the most magnetic, most powerful state. You want to talk about God mode Thanos or, Emperor Doom, okay? That is the emperor version of yourself. That is your highest state. I guarantee you that if you were to see a separate essence of what your bodily creature version of yourself looks like when you don't give a fuck, if they could give you kind of like a phantom, a hologram version where you can look at it and inspect it, you will see that it's the most beautiful thing. If anything, they would probably fucking give you a mythological name like where you just fucking came out of the fucking bushes and there's like Native Americans hitting bongos because it's like this fucking creature that they've known since the beginning of the ages. That's how fucking beautiful and mythological and godly this is it's another version of you that you can tap into right now. And guess what? How do you do it? By simply having the fucking nerve to where you've been affirming, visualizing 6 months in a row, and there's your SP, they treat you like shit, and yet you're still like, God damn, I can't wait to get home while they suck my fucking ball hairs off. Do you really fucking think that if you can do that with conviction, and by the way, when I say conviction, I don't mean feeling. I don't mean that you actually have to feel it, like when you tell yourself, despite what the 3D is showing you, there's your SP ignoring you, but yet you have this feeling of horniness and just excitement. No, I'm not telling you that. Remember, the 3D includes your excitement. The 3D includes whatever bodily function, whatever feeling, emotion that you have. That is in the 3D. Even your emotions are a reflection of the past. Remember, anything in the 3D, outside things that you see, hear, feel, or smell is all of the past. Everything. But your 4D, where you don't necessarily have the same exact vibrations, sight, hearing, smell, feeling, emotions as a 3D, those are actually the real senses. Because like I said, the 4D is the now, the 3D is the past. Whenever the Bible talks about the devil, it's talking about the 3D, because everybody goes to the devil. Why? Because it's easier. The 3D is easy because it's right here. It feels like right here, right now, because it's what we're eating. It's the music we are listening to. It's the show that is on cable television right now. It's the road that we are driving on when we would rather be in Brazil, when we would rather be in the Bahamas, living in paradise. But people don't realize you can be in paradise right here. But we want everything right now. Well, guess what? You don't even understand what right now is. Because you see, the way it works is that you have to be able to give it to yourself right now, but in this right now, not in outside 3D right now. Because from now on, I don't ever want you to say out of your fucking mouth that the 3D is right now. And when I ask you what's going on right now, I mean what's going on up here. Because I guarantee you that when you start looking at right now as up here, as the internal, not the external, you're going to realize just how reality works. But again, there's a freedom. There's a freedom. And maybe I have to make another video because I don't think I'm hitting this home. There's a freedom where you can experience the emotions of rejection from your SP, that they're not choosing you. Your ex still has you blocked after a whole fucking year. But yet you can literally, you might not be able to get rid of the emotion. You might not even be able to get rid of the fucking tear that just happens to unconsciously come out. But you fucking could get out of your room, move your fucking legs, get into the car, start the engine, and go to your favorite fucking restaurant with your boys, with your girlfriends, or do whatever it is that you would be doing if you had SP. And maybe they were just at work and you were enjoying a little bit of break time. Because honest to God, guys, it don't matter how lovely your relationship is, you are eventually going to get tired of their ass. I don't care who it is. Okay? It's been the same way for me in all my relationships. Any of you guys who are in a marriage, good or bad, you guys know what the fuck I'm talking about. So simply ask yourself, what would you be doing if you were not with them at that specific moment, but you had them as your significant other? What would you be doing? How would you be experiencing life? I don't care if you have to go to your favorite steakhouse with tears on your eyes. That's what they invented sunglasses for, motherfucker. Go to the 7-Eleven if you have to and buy one of these bad boys, except these are not $5. But either ways, I digress. Who gives a fuck? Okay? Big Daddy that shit. All right? If you're a woman who gives a shit, you would probably be the most magnetic woman there. I mean, women with sunglasses, hello. It don't matter what you look like. That is just, that automatically you move up a peg on the fucking scale. Okay? Whatever you got to do. But you have the nerve, the ability, whatever you can do in the 3D to basically tell the circumstances fuck you, whether it's going to your favorite steakhouse, even with the tears running down your face, enjoying your favorite movie, okay? It's not about faking it till you make it. It's about doing what you can right now to prove to yourself that you no longer identify with the 3D. Because if you really want to manifest an SP with situations, with a circumstance that seems impossible, do you really think that you're going to be able to do that by doing what the 99% do, which is complain that they still don't have the results that they want? Or are you going to do what the 1% does, which is borderline on delusion and persist no matter how hard it is in the 3D? You see, the only reason why the 3D feels so real is because you were accustomed to that. But just like anything, just like any habit, just like getting rid of an addiction, just like fucking learning the guitar, it takes time. But eventually you will be able to, if you persist, understand that the 40 is the truth, it's the now, and the 3D is the past. As a matter of fact, do it with things that you're not so attached to. Cups of coffee, pencils. I see this all the time with things that I'm not attached to. I just got off the phone with my mother about an hour ago, and she mentioned polyester. And 5 minutes later, I look at the landline at my work, and it says poly on the fucking landline. Now, I've seen it before, but it was the first time that I actually realized, oh shit, we use a landline called poly. Okay? Not too long ago, I was talking to my friend about a moon necklace, and I just made that up out of my ass because, you know me, I'm over here spitting freestyles over here, right? I go home, I'm watching High Potential, which is this goofy ass cop show, and I swear to God, her daughter, the main character's daughter, was wearing a fucking moon necklace. I haven't seen a moon necklace in I can't even fucking remember. I don't even know if I ever saw a moon necklace, but I just thought of it in conversation, and that very fucking night it manifested. But why? Because I wasn't attached. When you have the audacity to go to a steakhouse with the tears running down your face, when you have the audacity to do anything else but check their story, shit, I mean, fucking make you a YouTube video instead of checking their story, fucking call your mother and tell her how much you love her, anything but check their story, do you think your subconscious is not going to fucking reward it just like the way it rewarded me with Polly on my phone in my office, just like the moon necklace that the daughter of the main character was wearing? You have the ability, maybe not to stop the intrusive thoughts, especially if you're still getting accustomed to understanding that you don't identify with your thoughts and that you're not the mind and you're not the body, but you definitely have the ability to go to your favorite steakhouse even when the tears are running. You have the ability to not open that status. No one is holding a gun to your head to open that fucking status. You're free. You might not be free from the sensations that come with the breakup, that come with the pain, but you are free. Just like the way we used to neglect our homework when we were being insubordinates in high school, and it went from 1 bad grade to 6 bad grades, and now we find our goofy ass in Saturday school, in summer school. The same way we were able to neglect our grades just by focusing on other things, that's simply the way you neglect the 3D. I am Neil Larthos. This is all that the I'm Awareness had to say. And I know you're going to be okay.